Hello, everyone. Unfortunately, we're going to still talk about more of Activision-Blizzard, and we're going to start out with that depressing news and then move on to the other interesting news that came out this week. So, first, I'd like to begin with the employee strike that happened July the 28th, and this was in part due to the fact that the discrimination lawsuit was occurring and people wanted to show their support at Blizzard, and that's what happened. But probably the most disturbing part about it is that Activision Blizzard hired a union busting firm to stop essentially this walkout, I'm assuming at least, and probably to try to quell the Blizzard employees and prevent them from coming out and talking about their experiences and essentially trying to shut down this movement. And this is appalling. And at this point, I know what Blizzard's trying to do. And it's what a majority of gaming companies do when caught up in controversy. They try to either destroy the movement by, in this case, hiring a union-busting firm, or when they did during the Blitzchung controversy was to announce multiple things, such as Diablo Immortal for mobile devices and Overwatch 2. And yeah, it's just, it's kind of awful to see that this is, happening. It shows that Blizzard Activision, really, they're not trying to, change the workplace. Why should they? Because it's still working for them. And, probably the best way at this point is not for Blizzard and Activision workers to strike. It should be for the consumer to strike and to essentially fight back against the power that is Activision Blizzard. Best way to do it? Stop playing their games. Stop tweeting about it. Essentially, create a blackout. And sure, I know Crash Bandicoot's having a sale and it's having its anniversary, but it's not exactly, it was not exactly Crash Bandicoot's birthday in the first place, but also on top of that, let's not support this company. So, yeah, whether or not you do that, that's whatever, but I know at least I'm not going to talk about Blizzard in an active good light. I'm not going to talk about their games at all. So, you can do whatever you want, but just know that Blizzard is just a bunch of scum at this point, and Activision. Up next, I'd like to talk about Fortnite adding another popular superstar into their video game. Ariana Grande is premiering as a skin and doing a concert August 6th. So that's pretty cool. But this is showing that the gaming industry is having more power to the point that even Fortnite's now getting, Travis Scott initially, Marshmello, and now Ariana Grande. And I wonder if other games are going to attempt to do this, either with, if in character-driven games, they're going to have, a skin kind of representing an artist, or in the case of Fortnite, where there are no characters, it's just the skins, they'll just add, Ariana Grande, Travis Scott, and so on and so forth. I find this very interesting, and we'll see in the future if this becomes a trend, or if this is just Fortnite so popular and people are just, throwing money at it, and so we'll see in the future. So up next, I'm going to talk about Horizon Forbidden West, and it's been delayed to the first quarter of 2022. And yeah, not unexpected. During certainly the pandemic, multiple games have been pushed back. Nintendo hasn't been immune to it. Sony hasn't been immune to it. Xbox hasn't been immune to it. And so, yeah, it's nothing that special, nothing that interesting. I just do hope that this is enough time for them to finish up the game, because sure, Cyberpunk had 5 huge delays, but that didn't matter. The game was still pretty buggy on release, and even to this day, it's still kind of poor running. It's much better, of course, but we'd rather not release a game, in a poor state. So, eventually we'll see if Horizon Forbidden West does meet expectations or if it is a bad game. But knowing the people behind the game, I have full faith. They're good developers, so no fear here. So finally on the list of things I wanted to talk about, PS5 SSD storage has now been added, and unfortunately at this point there's still quite a few SSDs that may or may not work, and there's only one at this point that has been at least certified to work, so to speak. And so it's cool now, but I definitely will say that Microsoft, what they did with the expansion card, I was kind of ingenious, not gonna lie, and it kind of harkens back, to the old days where you had to put in memory cards to get expanded storage. This one, it's a little complicated because you have to open up the PS5. You gotta get to the M.2 slot. You gotta put it in there. You gotta make sure you didn't mess it up. And so I will say that sure, it allows more ease of access to use, any M.2 SSD, but yeah, it's a little bit of a hassle compared to Xbox's just expansion cards. So it's cool, but yeah, I think it could have been streamlined just a little. So yeah, that is the end of today's news. There's some very interesting things that are happening, but also some depressing things, such as the whole Activision-Blizzard case still progressing in such a way that I had envisioned. I hate it here, but we have to go through it, and we're gonna have to tell Activision-Blizzard that they need to stop this. So, but besides that, I know some games are gonna get delayed. Don't be too disappointed. That happens, and particularly with COVID, you need to understand that COVID's pretty bad to deal with. And Fortnite's, expanding its roster of skins and people that they are adding to the game, so it's very interesting. So we'll see in the future if Fortnite does anything like that more, and if other gaming companies will try to do that too. So anyway, I'll see y'all later, and stay safe. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe, please. And share the video. Please. I want to become a YouTube star.